Hi, my name is TJ Hudock. I am a Boardman grad, and I have two kids in the district, one in Market Street and one who will enter Market Street in the fall. My wife is also a teacher here at the high school. We're all quite sad to see it coming to this. In the interest of time, I won't rehash it. I think a lot of what the good ideas that we've been talking about, our group also talked about. I think, though, that we need to, and I would encourage you, Mr. Saxton, before you let this huge group go today, that you provide us with some next steps so that we know and we can motivate and we can get this information out to the community and take advantage of this incredible response here tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Paul Leonard, class of 1987. Tonight was a big eye-opener, to say the least. What an impact $1 million could have on this great school district of ours. So our concerns, if Plan B goes into effect, it could have a long-term domino effect, first on our students, our children, and on the community as a whole. Because as we said, the school's no good, people are going to want to leave. So what we need to do, we should create a grassroots movement, including getting parent volunteers from orchestra, choir, all the sports, the band. Every group here can get together. We need to go out to businesses that hire the students that go to our schools and hire the parents of the students that go to our schools. And if I can ask one thing of the school board, if you can provide to us some talking points. So when we spread out in the community, we have something to say, we have words to share. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Archana Wong. I am a parent and a resident of Boardman for the last 23 years, 24 years. And my son just graduated last year, and I have a junior in the high school here. I'm really thankful to the Boardman schools for everything that they are and they do for our kids and our community. And it makes me really sad to see the state we are in right now. Unfortunately, I've not been so involved in the schools last few years, but this was an event I was not going to miss. And with the group that we discussed here, our reaction was we are worried, we are concerned, very emotional. We see the urgency of the situation, and we all had only positive thoughts for the levy. And we all want to know how we can help spread the word and pass this levy. One of the concerns we have, in addition to everybody else saying what they already have said, is how do we explain to the taxpayers the benefits to the community if we pass this levy, and what it is not just only for the schools, but what it means to the community as well. One of our suggestions was with the election date, the levy date coming up soon, we want to make sure that all eligible BHS students are registered to vote. And if so, what is the deadline? If you can provide us with when the deadline is for students to register. And also make sure that everybody who is going to be voting absentee ballots send in their ballots on time, because we need every single vote. We also talked about sending out mailers or passing out information in public places, getting students involved, probably doing a levy tag day, if you will, asking for support from the community, going door to door, and seeing if they will be voting for the levy. And if not, try to explain to them how important it is and why we need to pass this. Probably talk to people at the Y, have sessions in preschools, libraries, make sure we send out like an email link or something like that to get yard signs put out. Who do we contact for that? Definitely using the social media as our biggest platform. Getting the news out at all the news outlets, and providing the information continuously on the news outlets till the date. And talking to our neighbors. Somebody even suggests probably having coffee and cake at your neighbor's house, one of you hosting it, talking about the levy and getting your neighbors understand what everything we are going through right now. Talking to the community about how it can affect the arts and what makes Boardman so special. Having student ambassadors in public places and who can explain to people about what this levy is about. And then discussions at junior high and high school regarding the gravity of the situation. They need to know what parents know.
Thank you.
I think I've got, unless somebody raises their hand, I think I've only got one more. Anybody else? Okay.
Another group?
I'm Tom Sharkey, senior pastor at First Covenant Church. It's always dangerous to give a preacher a microphone. But I would say that one of the things we talked about is the loss of electives programs in sports, how that affects kids' sense of belonging. When we think back to our high school years, I don't think back on how wonderful my math class was or my English class, even though I valued them and they were very important. But I do think about my involvement in sports or in music or drama, or whatever it is. They're the things that provide us with identity and with a sense of belonging in the schools. So I think it's very important that we communicate that in a way that people can pick up on it. The other thing, and it's already been brought out a little bit, but we've talked about how we have to reach the people who aren't here. This is preaching to the choir, particularly in Boardman, where we have a significant percentage of older adults. And it's not just a matter of laying out talking points that are, here are the positive things, also the negative things about property values, and then simplify it. It's one thing to say it's $17 and something cents or 16 and something cents and $205 a year. It's another thing to say it's about a cup of coffee a week, so that people can understand it, grasp it, and to help them realize that if this doesn't happen, while you may be spending $205 a year more if it does, your property values may drop by $20,000 if this doesn't happen. So we have to put it in context so that people can see the importance of this in a way that motivates them to vote. And we've already talked about some of the other things with social media and things like that. It's just a matter of mobilizing the forces, getting people out, and I'll talk about it in my congregation.